Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at Uniswap, Uniswap governance token, its valuations against Bitcoin. We'll take a look at Ethereum against it, as well as US dollar. And the reason why I don't necessarily, I haven't talked about Uniswap in a while, is because of the idea that it's a new coin. I've said on many occasions that Uniswap is my punt. It is a new coin. There's no price history to go off of, not like Bitcoin or Ethereum. We can't base it off of past cycles. We honestly have no evidence to show what will happen to this asset during a bull run or a bear market. Like we simply don't. Like we only have information back to mid September of last year. That's nowhere close to enough information to make a good enough case for either way. We can assume that it will act, generally speaking, like any other altcoin. In the sense that if Bitcoin's above its 20-week moving average, altcoins will tend to do well. And if it's below it, they tend to struggle. Now, obviously, there are numerous outliers that have shown otherwise, and we've talked about those as well on the channel as well. But Uniswap, I'm not going to make a case just yet. I'm going to assume the former. It's like any other altcoin; it's going to react at this, generally in the same way. In what Bitcoin does, right? So Bitcoin is the market mover. Uniswap will follow to some degree. And so because of that, I'm not necessarily focusing on Uniswap at this point. I already have my position. I'm happy with it. I'm still well above my average price, even though Uniswap has dropped significantly from a price of $48 down to $16. It's pretty crazy how low the price has gotten. But with that said, I'm still well above, because as you know, I bought during just the end of last year. Like that's when I accumulated my position, and I've been holding it ever since. With that said, um, for anyone that is interested in Uniswap for the next leg, if you think there is a next leg, you could. I would say with any other altcoin, and I said this about XRP as well. There's no rush at this point in time. There's no rush to start, consolidating your getting your positions ready for the run for focusing on altcoins. I would preface to focus on Bitcoin first, should you not have any Bitcoin, to get a solid foundation of Bitcoin, because odds are when Bitcoin rallies to the 20-week and eventually breaks it, during that period altcoins will still bleed. They'll get outpaced by Bitcoin, and there's going to be a short amount of a window of time where Bitcoin's just going to steal the market for a duration. It's not going to get back to 70% dominance. I don't think that, but there's going to be a run, and you can already see that happening. Like we're at 47.27% dominance from a low of 39. So you can see Bitcoin is gaining back that market share. So, and I think it will continue for the foreseeable future. With that said, you don't have to buy Uniswap at this moment, unless you really want to. Like, you could do, honest, at the end of the day, you could do what you want, right? Like, to some degree, seeing Uniswap at a 43% discount against Bitcoin, looking at the US dollar, from 48 to 16, it's a 66% discount. Like for some people that's really enticing, right? And I wouldn't blame them. As for me, and in my position, I've already have my stack. I'm happy with it. This is what I'm going to use to ride it. So with that said, what's happening right now doesn't necessarily concern me. It might to you if you bought at the top, or if you're looking to get into Uniswap, right? You're back at the prices of this consolidation phase of Q1 to Q2 of 2021, right? Like we're back at those Bitcoin levels. We haven't seen $16 since May 17th, and before that, we haven't seen it since February 2021. Let's take a look at Ethereum. So with Ethereum, I have a general structure here. I'm not expecting it to hold it or have any kind of solid foundation of why. It just seems that we're creating higher lows on the macro chart. Sorry, higher lows on the macro chart and higher highs as well. With that said, we're back at where we were here. We kind of rolled over and bounced. We'll see if we're able to hold this line. it'll be interesting if we do, because that means Uniswap has the ability. Because if it holds and rallies, that gives Uniswap a different kind of edge in the crypto market, where it becomes a decent hedge against Ethereum, at least this go around. We won't know definitively until a full cycle has happened, and then we can look back at the chart and then assess. But at this point in time, if it's able to hold and rally, then Uniswap becomes very, very interesting, because it's now outpacing Ethereum while Bitcoin is below the 20-week moving average. It's the same thing that I say about Cardano, that it's able to rally against Ethereum while Bitcoin's below the 20-week moving average. Though same thing with Binance. Binance is holding the line. It's against Ethereum, and it's holding. It's holding very well. Like, these assets are very, very important to watch, especially if you're trying to accumulate more Ethereum, or if you're like me. If your altcoins can outpace Bitcoin, then great. But if they can't outpace Ethereum, why are you holding it? Just hold Ethereum. So in that sense, if Uniswap is able to do this, that brings it to it levels up it's the digital asset, in the sense that it's able to outpace not one but the second, not only the first the largest cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, but the second largest, Ethereum, where Ethereum does outpace Bitcoin in the macro sense, over time in a run. Anyway, that's all for today, you guys. Again, Uniswap, nothing really outrageous to talk about. It's a punt. I'm not concerned about the price right now, but just as a frame of reference, we are 66% below the all-time high of Uniswap against the US dollar. Maybe it's time to consider. There's an argument to be made that that's a pretty good buy. There's another argument to be made of, well, look, if it's an altcoin and Bitcoin's below the 20-week moving average, odds are altcoins are going to continue to bleed until Bitcoin manages to stay above the 20-week moving average for a good chunk of time. Anyway, that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.